Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining. So it's Monday morning when I'm recording this. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world and whatever time of the day it is for you. Now, first of all, quick apologies because last week I didn't upload a new session. Just a week got ahead of me. And before I knew it, it was Friday. And unfortunately, with some appointments clashing, I didn't have time to record a new session. So apologies for that. But I'm back this week and I'm glad you could join me. So it's a beautiful day this morning. The sun is shining, as you can see. The trees are, I'm not sure if you're noticing, but the trees are slowly starting to show their leaves, which is really, really nice to see. And of course, here in London, lockdown is easing. You can have an outdoor coffee meeting with your friends again, which is, yeah, quite nice to see the village getting back to normal. So let's get started with our session today. And for this week, I really want to focus on our spine and our upper body. So this part of the body can get shoulders, spine, lower back, can get quite tight. And especially if we're not as active as we normally would be, that can probably be even worse than it normally is. So we're going to focus a little bit on that. We're not going to be needing any particular props. So the only prop you need is a chair to make sure you're sitting comfortably. If you would like to practice without socks, without shoes, you're very welcome to. So that's what I am doing. But if you are more comfortable wearing your socks, wearing your shoes, please do. There is no obligation to practice chair yoga barefoot. Have some water ready if you would like to, and make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you can just put aside any distractions, anything that might take your awareness away from just your practice for the next half an hour, 40 minutes. So that might be your mobile phone, switching it on silent, maybe closing your door, just creating that little space for yourself, almost like a little ritual that you can have before you get started on one of our sessions. And once you've had that, let's get comfortable. So come and sit back on your chair and allow the feet, the thighs to sink down into the floor. If you want to, you can have a little play with bringing your feet further away from the body, bring them closer, having the feet further apart, closer together. Now, my legs are a little bit further apart because my bump is slowly starting to get into the way. But the important bit is that you are comfortable at this point. And then draw the shoulders up to the ears. And on an exhale, draw them back down. And as the shoulder blades release, allow your eyes to close. Swallow a couple of times so your throat, your jaw can soften. And then let's take a long, big breath in together through the nose. And then a slow breath out through the mouth. Maybe with a little sigh. Let's do that again, breathing in. And sigh it out. One more time, deep inhale. And exhale. Allow everything to soften for a moment. Allow the body to be heavy. And consciously letting go of any effort you're holding in the body right now. Maybe we can soften the shoulders a little bit more. Maybe you can release down the legs all the way to the toes a little bit more. Letting the feet sink down into the earth. And take a moment to notice how you feel right in this moment in your physical body. Noticing any areas of tension, of tightness. Just noticing them. We don't have to engage too much with this sensation. Instead, just becoming aware. And likewise, taking a moment to notice how you feel emotionally right now. Just seeing what bubbles up to the surface, what kind of emotions that are present. Maybe they're good, maybe they're neutral, or maybe they are not so good. And the trick that I like to use is to label them: happy, sad, tired, anxious, stressed, content. So give them a label just to stop that mind engaging with that emotion, telling yourself a story why you feel a certain way and what you should or shouldn't have done in the past. That's natural. That's what the human mind does. It is conditioned to solve problems. But sometimes we just need to sit and observe for a moment. We might find that just by holding things a little bit more lightly, so creating that distance between our emotions and ourselves, they might just pass just by themselves. So let's take a long breath in through the nose, all the way down into the belly, and then wash them outside, out through the mouth. And then breathing in again. And on that inhalation, bring a little wriggle into your fingers and your toes. Just a little wriggle. So we're going to bring a little bit of movement in the fingers and toes. Maybe letting your ankles and your wrists join in. Maybe the head wants to roll from side to side. And then let's take a stretch through the body. On your next breath in, extend the fingertips either down towards the earth, maybe towards the screen or up towards the ceiling, and stretch the body out in whatever way feels good for you. The eyes can still be closed. I'm keeping my eyes closed just so I can feel into my own body, where the tight bits are. And then lower the hands back down if you have raised them. And still keeping the eyes closed, let's see if we can shuffle away from the back of the chair to find that slightly more upright position. So the spine no longer has that support of the back of your chair. So we are starting to sit upright using the muscles at the center to create a little bit of a lift. And if that creates any discomfort in your body, the lower back or the hips, then of course stay seated back. Otherwise, just finding that slightly more upright position. If the eyes had to open, that's okay. Just close them again for a moment. And imagine there's a little string attached right to the crown of your head, right at the top. And slowly that string is being drawn up towards the sky, almost drawing your head, your spine a little bit longer, a little bit taller. And keeping that length in the spine, let's bring the awareness back to the breath and starting today's practice with a round of pranayama, so a breath exercise. We're going to extend the length of the inhalation and the exhalation together. First to the count of 4, and if that works for you, maybe to the count of 6. If that doesn't work for you, if it makes you feel uncomfortable or tight across the chest, then please ignore my counting. Breathe in your own way, but just maybe a little bit more deeply. Let's take a slow breath in together and a slow breath out. So that one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, exhaling. Breathing in and out. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more in your own time. And at the end of that last exhalation, let go of the count in your head. Let the breath settle at whatever rhythm feels comfortable for you today. Whatever counts, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See what feels natural to you and just let the breath settle. And still with the eyes closed, or you can blink them open if you want to take a little peek. Release the fingertips down towards the earth, shoulders back and down. Inhaling, reach the arms up, and then maybe as you reach the arms up above the head, slowly blinking the eyes open, lifting the gaze. Exhale, draw the palms down through heart center. Let's do that again. Inhaling, growing tall, reaching the arms high. Exhale to lower. And remember to work with your body. If extending the arms above the head like this doesn't work for you, don't force it. Make the movement smaller. Exhale, release. Good. Bring the hands down onto your knees. Let's flow for a couple of cat and cow movements. So as we inhale, we're going to draw the chest forward, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. I'm going to move sideways for a second so you can see. So drawing yourself forward and using the hands against the knees to create a little bit of a resistance. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the spine. Good, let's do that again. Inhaling, draw the chest forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale to round. And this can be a small movement, it can be a big movement. Whatever works in your spine. 2 more. Inhaling to draw yourself forward, lifting. Exhaling to round the spine. Good. Inhaling, coming back up into an upright position. And then exhale, release the shoulders back down. Good. Let's keep the left hand on the knee. Inhale, the right arm reaches above the head. And then let it sink over towards the left. Let's come back to center. Inhale. And then exhale, sink it over to the side. And again, here, this might work for your shoulder, or your arm might be somewhere here, or the arm might be all the way down onto the floor, onto your knee, not the floor. That's a bit far away. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, sink it over. Keep your right sitting bone grounded. So we are really extending through the spine, the side of the waist. Last time, exhale, sink it over towards the left. Inhale, release. Exhale, lower the arm. Take a moment and maybe close the eyes for a second and just notice how that right side feels now compared to the left. It might already feel a bit more spacious. And let's blink the eyes open, move on to the other side. Inhaling, sweeping that left arm above the head or in front of the face, or keep it down on your knee. And exhale, sink it over to the side, grounding through your left sitting bone. Inhale into center. Exhale, sink it over. Good. Let's do 2 more of this little flow here. Inhale to reach. Exhale to sink. Good. Last time. Inhale. And exhale, sink it over. And again, listen to your shoulder, to your body. And whenever you need to take a rest, take a rest. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, release the arms. Good. Let's draw the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze and hold here for 3, 2, 1. And then let's drop the shoulders with a sigh. Good. Let's do it again. And you can really squeeze those shoulders as far as it feels good for you. Inhaling, just squeeze and hold for 3, 2, 1. And then drop them with a sigh. Good. And then give your head a little shake from side to side. Beautiful. So we have opened the heart. We've taken some back bend, some forward fold. We've done our side body stretch. Let's do a twist. And let's move into a slightly deeper option, a deeper variation of our usual twist. So a couple of variations here, depending on where you feel in your body. If you're really not comfortable crossing your legs, keep your legs apart. Option 1 is to cross your left ankle in front of the right. Option 2, you can also bring that left leg on top of the right, if that feels okay in your hips and in your knees. And now the final option, and this is only really good if your hips are feeling absolutely happy, then you can also draw your left ankle onto the right knee and let the knee come down. This creates a little bit of an extra stretch in your hip though, and it might be quite strong on your knees. So please be mindful here of which option you go for. I'm going to go with option 1, so crossing my left ankle in front of the right. Then bring your right hand over onto the left knee. The left arm gently swings behind you and we can grab hold of the back of the chair, or taking the arm and threading it behind our back to take hold of the opposite side of the chair. Inhaling, lift and lengthen. Exhale, begin to draw your left shoulder behind you. The gaze follows. Good. Holding it there for an inhale. On the inhale, we're growing a little bit taller. And on the exhale, as the lungs empty, as there might be a bit more space in the body, we can settle into that twist a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Making sure there's no discomfort in the spine. If there is, do come out of the pose. Twists should feel good for the body. If they don't, just skip it. Last breath in here. And exhaling, 2 twists. Inhaling, come back to center. And then soften the shoulders, release the arms. Let's uncross the legs and walk out the feet for a moment. Good. And then swapping sides. So your choice, find your variation. We can either cross the right ankle in front of the left leg, or bringing the right knee on top of the left, or the last option is to bring the right ankle onto the left knee and letting the knee sink out to the side. So your choice. I'm going to recommend doing the same option on both sides though. So whatever option you did on the first side, good idea to repeat that again. Unless it feels uncomfortable, then take it a step back. Good. And then opposite side, let's see if I can get my lefts and rights correct here. Bring your left hand over onto the right knee and the right arm comes behind you, grabbing hold of the back of the chair or swinging the arm behind you. If your shoulders allow, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Good. Settle here, close the eyes, take an inhale, growing a little bit taller. Exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. 2 more breaths here. Really let your body guide you here. We are wringing out that spine, almost like a sponge here. Giving it more space. Helping to free any blocked energy here. Last breath in. Exhale, release. Come back to center. Ooh, unhook that shoulder. Don't unhook your shoulder. Unhook that leg. And then walk out the feet. Beautiful. Yeah, don't unhook the shoulder. That's not a good idea. If you've ever had a dislocated shoulder, definitely not a good idea. Okay, moving swiftly on. Let's move into a little bit more upper body stretch here. And for that, we're going to move for a little variation of our warriors. So our warrior postures, strong postures, building strength, building stamina. And for this, let's walk our feet apart into a little V shape. And if you want to, depending on how you feel, you might take those legs really, really wide here. For me, this is probably about enough, especially if you have any discomfort in your hips or your pelvis, then keeping them into sort of like a smallish V shape is perfectly okay. And then roll the shoulders up, back and down. Let's extend that right leg away from the body. And it might be straight or there might be a little bend in the leg like it is for me. Grounding through the toes of the left foot, the toes of the right foot. Imagine they've got suction cups grounding into the floor. You might find it easier, by the way, to shuffle a little bit further forward on your seat, just so you have a bit more space here to move. Press the feet into the floor, and on the next inhale, we're going to open the arms up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down towards parallel. So a little gaze here over the left shoulder, the right shoulder. The arms might be parallel, maybe they're a bit lower. It doesn't matter, whatever feels good for you. Pressing into an imaginary surface so the arms are strong, and then take your gaze over the right middle fingertip. So this is our direction of travel. Focusing your gaze onto the tip of your middle finger here. So this is our gaze point, our drishti. Take an inhale here and exhale. Next inhale, we're going to flip that right palm up to the ceiling, holding it there for an exhale. Inhaling, reach the right arm above the head. The left arm sinks down onto your left arm sinks down onto the left leg. Sink it over. Reverse your warrior. If your neck allows, you can take the gaze up to the ceiling. If not, look down to the floor. And then inhale, coming back up. Exhale, we're going to reverse the movement. Bring the right forearm onto the right knee, and the left arm either stays on your hip here, or if you want, we can reach that left arm above the head over into extended side angle posture. Still keeping those feet firmly grounded into the floor, gazing up towards the ceiling again or down towards the earth, whatever feels better in your body. And then let's flow between those two postures. Inhaling, coming up, reversing your warrior, spiraling, windmilling the arms open. Right arm goes above the head. Exhaling, sink it back down, bringing the forearm down onto your right knee. The left arm reaches up and over. And let's do one more of this round. Inhaling to come up and really let your body be the guide. If the arm movement doesn't feel good for you, you can do this without the arms. So see what feels good for you. The arms feels quite nice. It really opens through the rib cage. Good. Last time. Inhaling, come back up to center. Exhale, release the arms. And let's help that left knee back. So both feet are back into our little V-shaped posture. And then let's swap sides. So extending your right leg out, extending it out as far as it feels good. And I hope my foot is in view. If not, don't worry, you're not missing much. My foot is utterly boring. There's not much happening. The only thing we want to think about is those toes grounding into the earth, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Inhaling, sweep the arms above the head, grow tall. Imagine again that string attached to the crown of the head. Exhale, arms down towards parallel. This time, gazing over your left middle fingertips. Soft through the shoulders. Give yourself a little smile. Focusing your gaze onto that middle fingertip. Take a breath in and a slow breath out. Next, inhale, flip the left palm up to the ceiling. Exhale to hold. And then inhaling, reversing the warrior, reaching that left arm up towards the ceiling. The right arm comes and rests down on your right leg. Sink it back as far as it feels good. And then release. Inhaling back. Exhaling, windmilling the arms. Left forearm comes down to the left knee. The right arm reaches above the head, focusing on lifting upwards towards the sky first before we settle over. Good. And remember, you can do this without arms as well, whatever feels right. And then let's flow between those two postures a few times if that feels good for you. Inhaling, reach the arms up. And exhale, move the arms over. And if you're getting a little bit confused with your arms here, don't worry about it. As long as it feels good in your body, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. Good, let's swap. Extended side angle posture, forearm onto the left knee, right arm above the head. And then last time, reaching it high and reversing your warrior. Actually, one more time, so we're even on both sides. Finishing with our extended side angle posture. Right arm above the head, sinking it over. Good. And then inhaling, come back to center. Exhale, release the arm and help that knee back into the middle. And then let's heel toe the feet together and find the forward fold. Forearms come down onto the knees and then allow the upper body to sink down. The head slowly curls down towards the earth. And from here, if the floor is in reach, you can even release the hands down towards the floor. Now, the floor is not in reach anymore for me, thanks to my belly, but it may be for you. But the important bit here is that we just let go, that we let go for any tension that we're holding through our lower back. Give the head a little shake, close the eyes. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Letting everything settle, breathing in and breathing out. Last time in and exhale there. And then walk your hands back up the body. Come back into an upright position and take a moment here. Soften the shoulders, swallow a couple of times. Good. Let's walk out the feet, wake up those feet a little bit, reaching left heel and right heel away from the floor. So we're walking on the spot. Again, just waking up the legs a little bit. And remember, you can do this at whatever speed feels good. I'm doing it quite fast, but yours might be much slower. And what we want to do here is create a little bit of heat. So if this is starting for you to feel a little bit like effort, that's good. That's what we want. We want to create that heat. Heat usually means that blood is flowing to that part of the body, waking up the muscles. And then slowly, once you have built enough heat, I think I have, lowering the feet down and let that settle. Good. Let's lift onto the ball of the left foot here and just take a little bit of a foot stretch. If this feels quite strong for you, if the arches of your feet feel a little bit sore, then do take a little bit slower. So there is quite a few conditions where the soft tissue around the feet might be inflamed, in which case we don't want to overstretch here. So really listen to your body here. If it doesn't feel good, let it go. And if you want to do a little bit more, a little bit of support behind your left leg, you may flip over and stretch the front of your foot, stretching the front of the feet. This might be a bit too strong. Again, if it doesn't work for you, let it go. It's just a quick stretch. You can join in a second. And then release, lower down. And then the same on the other side. So right leg reaches up, stretching the back of the foot. Good, giving it a stretch. And if you want to, we can flip over so the front of the foot gets a little stretch. And if your toe is a little bit making a little bit of sound here, there's a little bit of clicking, popping, that is quite normal as long as it does feel good. If there's discomfort, then of course, please stop and come out of the pose and then release. And then let's spread the toes really wide. So imagine you're spreading the toes wide. And actually for some of us, you may even want to reach down and manually spread your toes so they're nice and wide. And we're going to finish off our little foot focus with a bit of toe gymnastics. So those of you who have been coming to my classes, you will know toe gymnastics. If you're new or we haven't done these for a few weeks and you can't quite remember, then take it nice and slow. So you might not necessarily be able to see my toes through the camera, but just take a little look down on your own toes and then it will start to make sense, I promise. So we're going to ground through the feet and we're going to lift the toes at the same time. And as we lift the toes away from the floor, notice if your feet are starting to roll in or roll out. If they are, let's fix them in place, really firm them there, keeping the toes lifted, and that really activates through the arches of the feet. And then let's slowly ground down through the big toe. So just your big toe presses down into the floor. Inhaling to lift. And as you exhale, ground down through your little toe, just your little pinky toe. Ground it down. And then lifting your little pinky toe again. And then grounding through the big toe and your little toe. And you know what? This might not work for you at all. There might be no movement in your toes whatsoever, but that's okay. Look down to your toes. Will them on. Come on, toes. You can do this. And then release your toes down and walk out the feet. So when we're children, we're incredibly dexterous with our hands and our feet. But as we grow old, as we are confining our poor little toes into these things, these devices called shoes, we're starting to lose that connection. And it's those neural pathways, they don't go away, they're still there, but they might just need a little bit of prodding so they remember how it is done. And even if you find your feet are not moving at all, there's no movement in your toes, that's okay. Let's remember sense of humor is important. Let's try it again, a little bit faster. Even if you need to use your hands to create a little bit of movement there. Look down to your feet, grounding through the feet. Inhaling, lifting all 10 toes. Exhale, ground for the big toes. Inhaling, lifting the big toes. Exhale, ground for your little toes. Inhaling, reaching the little toes away. Exhale, ground for the big toes and the little toes. The middle 3 toes stay lifted. Inhaling to reach all through 10 toes. All 10 toes are lifted. Now let's ground through the second, the third, and the 4th toe. And your big toe and your little toe stay lifted. And this is almost impossible, I promise you, but it's okay. Give it a try. And then release. Walk out your feet. Give them a stretch. And let it go. Well done, guys. And then take a long breath in. And a big sigh out. Let that go. Let's slowly begin to settle back into our chair so the lower back is supported again. And if you would like to spend a little bit more time moving this morning, this is a really nice spot to stop the video, And maybe do a round of sun salutations. So if you've been coming to my session, you might remember that sequence of the sun salutation. If you're not in a mood today or you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, then don't worry, we have done plenty. Come and get comfortable sitting back on your chair. Let the feet sink down into the earth. The hands can rest on your thighs here, either palms facing upwards or downwards. Have a little play. What feels better for you right now? And let the shoulders release. And before we settle into our meditation, allowing the neck to release a little bit, bring the chin down towards the chest and let the back of the head get really heavy, strengthening through the neck. Take a slow breath in here and a slow breath out. Inhaling, draw the chin over towards your right shoulder. So taking a little side body neck stretch. Exhale, release the chin back towards the center. Inhale, bring the chin over to the opposite shoulder. Exhaling back to center. And then one more time on each side. Inhaling, bring the chin towards your right shoulder. Back to center. And the final time over to the left. And then back to center. And then slowly, slowly unrolling through the spine. So the head comes back into an upright position, and feel free to close your eyes already here. And let's let the left ear fall down towards the left shoulder so we can open into the right side of the neck here. Letting the head get heavy, even heavier. And if you would like a little bit more, we can extend the left fingertips down towards the earth. Reaching with those left fingertips. If that's a bit too strong, then bring your hand back into your lap. Take another breath in and a slow breath out. And then slowly, slowly bring your right hand back onto the right knee and let your chin roll back down towards the center of the center of your chest. And from here, we can uncurl through the spine again. And let's move over onto the other side, bringing your right ear down to the right shoulder. Let the head get heavy, and this might be plenty for you. Really feeling into your body, finding that sweet spot where you're getting a nice stretch here through the left side of your neck, the shoulders. If you want a bit more, extending the left fingertips down towards the earth. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Last inhale here and exhale. Release, bring your chin back down towards the chest. Draw your hand back up onto your lap and then uncurling through the spine. Head is long, neck is long. Give your head a little shake from side to side. Beautiful, guys. And if you haven't done so yet, time to close the eyes. Allow yourself to get even heavier. The feet might slowly move away from the floor, from the body, so the thighs can sink down into the earth a little bit more. And once we found that position of ease through the body, take a slow breath in through the nose. And a gentle sigh out through the mouth. Slow breath in. And a slow breath out. And then take one more in your own time. Gentle inhale. And exhale. And let yourself be heavy here. And again, letting go of any effort you're holding in the body. Any effort that you are holding in your breath. Just let the breath come and go. And then let's take that slow journey through the body. Starting all the way down at the soles of our feet. Releasing through the sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right toes, ankle, lower leg, right knee, right upper leg, and the right side of the hip. Releasing through the sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and left side of the hip. Softening the belly, releasing into the lower back, middle back, upper back, into the right shoulder, releasing the top of the right arm, right elbow, right lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing across the chest, to the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing all the way up the neck, softening across your throat. Release the jaw, tongue, cheeks, lips, nose, eyes, and forehead. And first, for a few moments, letting the body rest here, with the body being soft. And if you notice that the mind is wandering off, the thoughts are jumping to the future, giving you to-do lists, then let's just notice that and bring the awareness back again. Very slowly, without moving or changing anything, just bring the awareness back into the room, noticing any sounds that you can hear. Sounds inside the room, or maybe outside the room. Not getting too involved with any sounds you can hear, even the obvious ones. Instead, just acknowledge it, give it a label, and then move on to the next. And then letting the awareness settle back in on your body. Visualizing yourself sitting here. Your hair, your face, the clothes you're wearing, the color of your chair you're sitting in. And then take a slow few deep breaths here. In your own time, just bringing in a little bit more air into the body. And as you do that, it might feel quite natural to start moving your fingers and your toes. And you may wish to make those movements again bigger, moving your ankles, your wrists, maybe letting the head join in, let it roll from side to side. And the eyes may still be closed here. They are for me, just so we can focus in on the body a bit more. And when you're ready on your next big inhale, let's extend those fingertips away from the body, maybe the feet as well, and take a stretch through the body in whatever way feels best for you right now. Waking up the body, ready for a beautiful day ahead of you. And allow the palms to come down through heart center. Palms touch, thumbs in contact with the sternum. Take a moment here in Anjali Mudra, this hand gesture, to signify kindness, compassion towards each other, but also towards ourselves. And take a moment to notice how you feel. Noticing how you feel in your body and how you feel in your mind. And once again, not engaging with that too much, just noticing, observing. And then taking an inhale and a sigh out. And let that go. Let's find some gratitude towards ourselves for making the effort, finding the time in your day to practice. And let's honor that, our bodies, and of course each other. Gently bowing your head towards your hands. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're feeling all right. If you need some peace and quiet now, good idea to end the video and maybe take a few more moments in peace and quiet, just reflecting on how you feel. If you are ready to face the day and go out and get up to all sorts of adventures, as many adventures as there are still to be had in our semi-lockdown, then I hope you have a lovely day. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are, or if it's not, it will shine again another day. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you guys again next week. Bye bye.